midnight haze, chasing shadows in the darkest maze. Footsteps echo in the empty hall, mysteries waiting on our call. Bigfoot stomping through the pines, aliens sending secret signs. EVPs in the dead of night, ghosts dancing in the pale moonlight. Paranormal for what we bring it to you. Truth behind the veil, gotta pursue you.
Hey.
All right.
Woo.
We are here.
Look who's over here.
I'm here.
Okay. Jason's here.
Yep. Our mouse still not on schedule. Blah, blah, blah. See? Well, it's close. Is it doing it there?
Let's
No.
see. I don't know because I don't have volume on. So
Okay.
hey baby girl, how you doing?
Hey, baby girl. Yeah, we had a pretty good Saturday. Glad you did. So tonight we're going to be talking about a few things.
Yep. You know,
Thank you.
Jason and I talked a little bit about it today. And on the last time we went to the Knox Public Library last Saturday, you know, we got asked some questions and stuff. One of the questions was about this very thing that we're going to talk about tonight. You know, how much of the paranormal is just your loved ones or actual ghosts versus demons and everything else? Because everything you see on TV, it's always some kind of a demon scratching you and doing all this stuff. And the reality of it is that demons, things like that, are rare.
They do exist though, but
It's
not
rare.
It's a big percentage is just, you know, regular human spirit.
And I'd say the majority of the stuff that you get would be residual.
Yeah.
You know. Hey, Jason Finch, how you doing, buddy? You know, I mean, I really think that that's what we get more than anything.
So tonight we're going to be talking about exploiting the malevolent haunting.
Yes. Running around like your hair's on fire saying everything.
Hey, Jason.
Everything is, you know, malevolent. Everything's out to get you. It's out to harm you.
And we've seen a lot of that through TV, Hollywood, you know.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the really big name shows that you see out there, that's what they do. They, you know, you want to call it clickbait, I guess, but they put these names out there and they title these shows and, oh, so-and-so got scratched this time, or, you know, just these things, and this evil malevolent thing is in this place. And
Well, you know,
like we said, it's not that they don't exist, but I think if you do get scratched, most of the time it's just misunderstood.
hey, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Yeah, fear sells.
It does. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Fear,
does.
fear and sex, right? So those are two things that sell like crazy, right?
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Hey, yeah.
So when we talk about the paranormal, we often use the word ghost as a catch-all term, which I do it.
Yeah.
However, across, you know, a lot of belief systems and paranormal theories, the origins of these phenomena are really distinct. The origins in nature, critically, not everything encountered is believed to be a spirit of a deceased person.
Right.
Some, but not all entities encountered may be of things that have never lived a mortal life in this realm.
That's what they call demons. And
Yeah, that So, to gain a clear understanding, we can categorize these reported activities into 3 distinct groups based on their perceived origin and intelligence.
Right. So the first one of these is the human spirit, right? So that is your classic intelligent haunting that you'd get at a location. Now, this is purported the consciousness or the soul of a person who had once lived in an actual physical body. So when a spirit is categorized as intelligent, it means the entity is aware of its surroundings, can process information, and can interact with the living. And you'll know this because you'll catch EVPs with it answering questions that you ask and stuff like that. So that's how we kind of understand our understanding of this thing being intelligent.
Yeah.
They know they're deceased and understand the process of or the presence of the living. They can respond to questions, knocks, voices. They can manipulate objects with intention or even manifest in full body apparitions. Now, they often remain due to a strong emotional tie to a person, a place, or deep confusion about their death, or an overwhelming sense of unfinished business. You'll hear that a lot, right? They've got unfinished business. Go to the light. That's what keeps them tethered to this planet. Now, while often benign, a deceased family member trying to offer comfort, they could also be aggressive if they died tragically or were violent in life. Maybe they're frustrated by their inability to move on. Their emotional state is generally a continuation of their human personality. And you hear that a lot. You know, if they were a butt in life, then they're probably one in death, you know. I mean, that's what they say, right?
Yeah.
So I just think that on the intelligent side, it can also be other things besides human, you know.
Uh-huh. Sure can. So let's talk about the residual spirit. Residual activity is different because it's not an intelligent spirit. Instead, it's theorized to be a energetic, a recording or an imprint, you know, of a past event, routine, and a very intense emotional experience.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the stone tape theory, this is a popular theory, suggests that the energy released during a moment of high emotion or repetitive activity, like walking a daily patrol route, can be absorbed and recorded by the environment itself.
Right.
The stone, the wood, or the soil.
Well, yeah, I believe so.
It's like a loop, not an interaction. The phenomena replays like a movie or a photograph. It cannot deviate from its program script, and it's probably unaware of living people observing it. Now you can yell at it, ask it questions, or change the room, but the echo will continue to play in the exact same way. What's up,
Hey,
Paul?
Paul, how you doing, buddy?
Glad you can join us. So an example of seeing a ghostly figure walk into a wall and vanish, or hearing a muffled sound of a specific nonstop argument, or maybe the scent of a long dead person's perfume that appears at the same time every day.
I was reading someone's post today on Facebook. They were posting on something similar to that. They just moved into a place and she keeps getting these smells of like cigar smoke and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's probably because they smoked in there and it's just stuck in the wood. Yep, that could be. I don't want to be one of the ones that poo-poo, stuff like that. It could be. But one of the biggest ways of knowing something is there is like what Jason just said.
Yeah.
They do it by smells.
So the intention's neutral because it lacks consciousness and awareness. A residual haunting is incapable of malevolent intent, although the event being replayed could be tragic.
Right.
I like the next one.
Now, this also happens like, say, a battlefield, what Jason was just talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you'll get things that just play. You know, you'll see these videos sometimes of these battlefields where people are running looking like they're, you know, loading a cannon and stuff.
Yeah, you see soldiers just walking around.
Yep. And sometimes you'll see ghosts, like platoons of soldiers walking through the woods and stuff.
Now let's talk about that for a minute, because we went to Chickamauga.
Yes.
Do you think that thing?
Hey, Higer, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Higer leg? Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Do you think that ghost or spirit or apparition, whatever it was you seen of that soldier, was he waving his hat at you, or was he just waving his hat?
Man, we love you too, brother. You know, that's a hard one. It looked like when we come around that corner and I saw him standing there, it looked like he was looking at me when he took his hat off and did this. But in all honesty, I could have been seeing a residual, something that was residual, because he could have been maybe someone was down by him and he was waving people over to help someone that had fallen.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing that you have to try to discern too when things like that happen is that intelligent? Is it trying to actually communicate with me, or is it, you know, just there and then I'm interpreting it as it in, you know, trying to do that? Because the last time, hey Eddie, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Eddie?
The last time I was there, I went with the wife because she hadn't got to go. And I felt like, for better words, I either got shot or stabbed.
Yeah, you just told me about that.
I mean, I got a shooting pain that came through the middle of my body.
You might have got shot.
No, it was something. I don't know. It was very interesting.
I think that's some of the you know, from a tragic event, it looks malevolent if you see it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you would think that, oh man, this is terrible, you know, but it could just be residual.
Yep.
I think it's where a lot of people get confused.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and then, you know, like what we're about to talk about, the non-human entities, right? So where people talk about demons and elementals and things like that, things that were supposedly never in a human form. They want to run to these things real quick because of getting a scratch or getting pushed or getting, you know, you just name all the things that people just attribute to these kinds of things. You also have to think, if you're there talking to something, how frustrating would it be if you're trying to talk back and they're not listening to you? They're not hearing you. They're not hearing what's going on. And you might decide, hey, well, I'm going to make this person listen. Scratch, push.
Yeah.
You know, it may be just something like that. I don't know. I think what Michelle said is true, though. It was a very heavy and sad place. And it was, for sure. Now, the non-human entity, this is the most powerful and arguably the rarest category, which I believe wholeheartedly is the rarest category. Now, these entities are intelligent. They're aware forces that did not originate as human beings. and have never had a physical mortal life on this realm. Now, this category spans multiple cultural beliefs, and it includes beings from outside the human, spiritual, or natural order. So, demons, right? Many religious doctrines, these are purest form of malice. They're powerful, they're highly intelligent spirits who exist only to corrupt, torment, and possess human beings. Now, they have no ties to the location's human history. They simply select it for opportunity. I'm going to stop right there for a second.
Eddie, non-human like my ex-wife.
Woohoo! Hey, I can probably get in that with you there, buddy. This last Saturday, question was asked, and I made it known of a belief that I have that's not mainstream, that I don't hear hardly anybody talk about it. But I don't believe that possession and all this stuff, in my opinion, is not demons. I believe that's a name that's been put on it. And you know, what's in a name, I guess, but I believe that it is a higher entity, whatever that entity is, but it is no more to us as a tick on a dog. That's what it is that it comes down from whatever higher plane, and its ultimate goal is to feed, just like any other type of parasite. And it chooses people that it could probably tell are in whatever state that it could get fed off of. And so it feeds off that energy. It feeds off that negativity. Probably helps with that activity once it starts feeding, you know, it probably brings it on more. I believe wholeheartedly that is probably a more truer form of what's really going on. That's just my belief.
So are you saying you don't believe in being possessed?
I believe that if you are, it's not a demon.
I think some cases are spiritual, like I don't know if it's from Satan, but it's a bad thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a parasite.
They characterize it through religion as a demon.
Right. And other religions as other things.
Yeah.
That's what I said. It's all in a name, but to me, it's a parasite. That's what it is. It's feeding off of you.
Yeah.
And that energy that you're emitting while you are in that state. Mm-hmm. You know? And maybe that's why it's so rare. Don't know.
Welcome back, Jason.
What's up? So some others are elementals and land spirits. So in other cultures, these non-human entities are tied to specific natural forces, like spirits that are guarding waters. They're also ancient energies that are tied to the land itself. So their aggression is often territorial. It's directed at people who intrude or disrespect their domain. Another one is the Hat Man or shadow people. They're often reported as dark, intelligent figures glimpsed in sleep paralysis or out of the corner of the eye. Now, their origins are very debated, but generally believed to be non-human, highly malevolent, or territorial. And we have people that's been on this show that would disagree with the malevolent side of that.
Yeah, I think they get a bad rap just because they're dark.
Right.
And they maybe hold you down while you sleep. I mean, that ain't really that bad. Sleep.
I mean,
as long as they're not choking you out and you can't breathe. I mean,
right. I think, for me, I just think that, you know, the fact that they're watching,
yeah,
a lot of people see that as creepy. you know.
It is creepy.
It's just creepy. And then the fact that when you usually see them, they're gone, right? Um, now, again, they're considered very dangerous because of their intentions and are often directed purely at spiritual or psychological harm, not just startling people.
Yeah. I think that's mostly psychological from the Hat Man because,
Hey, Barbara.
hey, Barbara. Well, I just don't think the Hat Man is dangerous.
No, because I mean,
he is creepy.
I mean, anything that stares at you from the dark or just creeps in like that
Maybe they're just curious,
or maybe they're people from the future, and that's how you could see them, and
yeah,
they're just taking notes. You know, maybe they don't sleep like we do in the future. I don't know.
I am feeling better. Thank you.
I'm glad he's back too, Barbara.
I'm glad to be back. No, we're talking about this show boils down to the problem that
a lot of shows and a lot of
the problem with Hollywood.
Yeah.
Why everything becomes a bad demon.
Yeah.
You know, despite the evidence suggesting that most paranormal activity is just benign, which group 1, or an innocent echo, group 2, the media, including reality TV, and there's I'm going to say a couple of shows. I don't know. There's some good shows out there, but there's a couple that of these reality TV shows and the horror films, they almost exclusively focus on the most terrifying and frightening non-human entities, which is group 3. Now, this is a consequence of the need for sensationalism.
Yeah.
And, you know, they all do it, but they're good movies.
Yeah. I mean, we went and watched the last Conjuring movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It was a good movie. I mean, for what it is, it's a good movie. But as long as you come away with it knowing it's just a movie.
Right. I mean, it is based on the
based
life.
On.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's based on the investigations of
Ed and
Lorraine. But,
right.
So.
I did talk about them a bit in the.
So what's the commercial need to escalate fear? A simple, quiet haunting doesn't sell.
Right. It's clickbait.
A high stakes battle with the devil drives your viewership and justifies it. It justifies aggressive paranormal techniques. So the perfect villain sells tickets. The ultimate inescapable antagonist is a powerful non-human entity like a demon. So this classification removes the spirit from any human context, making it seem utterly evil and justifying the dramatic actions of investigators, such as repeated provocation, which we've seen that on the TV shows.
Yes. We talk about that in our book and everything too, about not doing that.
The repeated possessions, you know, exorcisms, repeated attempts at exorcisms.
Yeah.
When shows investigate locations with a history of profound human sufferings like prisons, yeah, people do enjoy being scared, and that's what sells.
Yeah.
Especially my son. He likes to be scared, but he don't like it because he won't sleep at night. He won't even go in the bathroom by himself. Hardly. I know he's watching. So when shows investigate locations with a history of profound human suffering like prisons, hospitals, mass tragedies, sites of mass tragedies, they exploit that genuine human pain. Instead of treating the phenomena as a sad, confused energy of the deceased, they frequently jump to the most extreme conclusion that the tragic history has somehow created a portal
Hmm.
or invited a pre-existing malevolent demon into the space. And why is this
way.
done?
For
To
clickbait.
elevate the scare factor.
Right? It's clickbait.
So in an effort to generate immediate terror, any powerful unexplained event, a loud bang, a feeling of dread, or an object being thrown is often immediately labeled demonic activity, which David said earlier, they might just be trying to get your attention.
Yeah. Which is probably the majority of the times of what's going on.
Yeah.
Or they're tired of you going there and provoking them. And they're like, oh, okay. All right. You want to play that game, huh?
Yeah.
Scratch,
Yeah.
push, smack, throw things at you.
They could be highly frustrated, lashing out, or even mundane environmental factors. The non-human most evil label is applied to quickly transform the scenario from eerie to dangerous.
Yes. That's the worst part of it all.
Yeah. Overstoked Oscars. Hello.
So, by constantly focusing on and overclassifying everything as non-human or a malevolent entity, the media creates a highly skewed perception of the paranormal. And we as paranormal investigators get to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Because you go to investigate somewhere or something like that happens, and then people automatically are like, oh, you're going to bring demons to you.
Oh, it ain't just, I tell you what, that just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
You're messing with stuff you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Conjuring up evil.
Yeah. We ain't
No.
conjuring nothing.
We don't conjure. We're not witches. I might be a wizard, but I ain't a witch.
Right. Now, this causes deep, unnecessary fear for the people living in or visiting these locations. And these people are led to believe that they are fighting a spiritual force that they cannot defeat, when they may only be dealing with a confused, lost human soul. Now, that simply needs recognition or empathy. The lack of ethical empathy. Now, the focus on the demon label encourages confrontation and hostility. Investigators are less likely to attempt a compassionate intervention to help a confused human ghost move on, and they're more likely to aggressively challenge the entity to elicit a frightening reaction for the camera. And that's one of the things we talk about, right?
Yeah.
Do not do that. Don't do it.
Yeah, it makes us look bad.
It does make us look bad. And, when it comes to the paranormal, do you want to finish this off?
Go ahead.
So when it comes to this, this has been going on forever. And we think that it is far more intricate and emotionally diverse than its current popular portrayal suggests. Now, not every strange sound or unexplained shadow is a threat. In fact, the vast majority of reported sightings and activity falls into the categories of benign human ghosts or neutral energetic echoes of the past. And I think that that's true.
Yeah. Barbara says we need to discern the spirits. None are identical, so we know who or what we're dealing with.
Right.
Yeah. So, what is the cost of the media sensationalizing this? What's the cost to us?
Well, to us, we get people that come to us and they're like, I've got this bad thing here.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to help me get rid of it. Or
Yeah, it's
can you-
bad. It's terrible.
yeah, it's keeping me up at night because I'm so scared. Well, maybe it's a loved one that you're sitting there talking to a lot, and it's trying to let you know it's there. Hey, I'm here. It's trying to comfort you.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want it there, don't talk to it, because we can manifest these things 100%.
Yeah.
We can manifest them. We talk about that also, about manifesting these things.
So the true stories of tragic human loss and suffering at historic sites are replaced by manufactured conflict with a supernatural evil. I could name a few places, but I'm not going to. By constantly escalating the threat, investigators neglect the more probable reason for a haunting. It's probably a confused soul needing guidance,
Mhm.
or an environmental imprint of a past event, a residual. The demon label encourages a hostile, aggressive approach, which is what sells, replacing compassion with confrontation, provoking reactions rather than seeking understanding or peace. So to truly understand the unseen world, we must move, beyond the fear-driven narratives of Hollywood and the commercial tactics of television. The fundamental distinction remains: the spirit realm is not monolithic. It includes the lingering memories of those who walk this world,
Mhm.
the residual energy of a powerful event, and yes, in the rarest of documented claims, non-human entities that have never taken mortal form.
Yes, baby girl Casper, I think that what Jason just said, that's exactly what it is.
Or they just live, yeah. Yeah,
That's just
I think,
residual. It's a residual. A lot of stuff like smells and things like that. Now,
yeah.
sometimes smells can be associated with loved ones and people coming back, and that's their way of trying to get you to think about them, or to just let you know that they're there.
That's a good question, though. I think the smells are more than likely just replaying.
Mhm. Yeah, just like most of the time you get knocks and things like that
Yeah.
sound like people walking up and downstairs, people moving furniture in some of these houses. That's just that very thing. It's just a residual thing. It's playing.
Barbara says people repeatedly speak it and draw in the negative spirits. Then the original spirits needing help do not receive it. That's true.
Yeah, I think in a day where we have a lot of commercial things going on with the spirit realm and stuff, and we commercialized it to where you could go and tour these places and even get to go in and you know do a ghost hunt there and stuff like that. I think that a lot of times we bring that with us, right? So we put those things and we manifest other things that never were there because we bring our own uh flawed ways of looking at things. Because you'll hear, oh, so and so said that someone got scratched over here, so there's demons that must inhabit this place, and so said they got pushed down the stairs over here, and so this is just bad energy. And so everybody constantly thinking about these things is going to manifest exactly what it is that they are thinking about.
Mm-hmm. I think that's true. That we put into it what we want to get out of it.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
That's why these big locations, don't get me wrong, Said it 100 times. I'd like to go investigate some of them.
But they just cost too much.
They cost an arm and a leg, and your firstborn at the same time. But you know, the problem with it is that you got to discern what was original here and what are we getting that was manifested here because of all the people who come before and what they've pushed off onto this place that everybody after that has now pushed off onto that place. And then you come in with your preconceived notions before you're even going to this place. And now you're manifesting stuff into this place.
Right.
So I just think that it's, oh, you're right. Overly overstoked Oscars. I mean, these things are everywhere. That's a fact. The thing is that the majority of the time, most of them don't really care. They're not trying to interact or do anything with.
Yeah.
The majority of the time. Because otherwise we'd just have every place you'd walk would be haunted.
And the ones that we're talking about are usually the ones that's making the big bucks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And
they don't want to help the spirits cross over. They don't want to. They want them to stay there. Bring them more. Bring them.
The wife and I have went to a place, and I will not name the place because I don't like the place. I don't like the owner of the place. I'll say that. But they tell you straight up that they will kick you out if they find out that you're trying to cross spirits over.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, because I mean, it's money for them. It's not that it's someone or used to be someone. It's money. All they see is the dollar bills rolling in.
True.
And that goes down to another moral dilemma when it comes to it, you know, is what's the cutoff? I mean, look, there's a lot of these things that don't want to go nowhere. They're happy where they are doing what they're doing. But then you have some that are not. That could be, you know.
Maybe the people need education rather than helping to see the light. Yeah.
Yep. I think you're right. Absolutely. I agree with that 100%.
The places we like to go are untouched, basically.
Yes.
I mean, we get reports of happenings and spiritual or, you know, things happening at the place, and we go check it out.
Yep.
Probably, I mean, most of the time we don't get anything.
Yep.
But a lot of times we do find that there's haunting there. So, I mean, I just don't see paying somebody to go investigate something that 20 million people's already investigated.
Yep.
It's just for the thrill. We don't do it for the thrill. We do it to find evidence to prove the afterlife and
right.
prove that there is another.
There's something else after this life.
After this, yeah, there's something there.
For sure. I mean, like, again, I've seen them my whole life. So, it's like getting to see something that very few other people get to see. Do you try to convince people? Well, you can't convince people that can't see it. So we have tools though.
Right.
Right. We have tools. And so, that's the best way to do it. People who can't see or not psychic, because I'm not psychic by any means, but people who are not psychic or don't have gifts, which I think all of us do. We just, you know, they're just tucked away. But, you know, those are the people that are hardest to crack because a lot of times they're like, I've never seen nothing. It's like the guys, you have these people that I've been a lifelong hunter. I've been out in the woods my whole life and I've never seen a Bigfoot. I don't believe they exist.
Right.
You get the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've lived in a ton of houses. I've never seen no ghost. Yeah, but if you ask, I would say 1 in every 10 people you know has had some kind of experience with a ghost. And it may even be higher than that. I'm just throwing a number off the top of my head, but I think if you talk to 10 people, one of those 10 people will say, yeah, when I
Mhm.
was a kid, this happened, or, hey, this house I live in is whatever.
Baby girl, we're gonna come over there as soon as we can set it up. I'd like to come
Yep.
and see what's going on there.
Yep. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Bell Witch Cave would be fun. That's a fact.
Shadows. Randy Hutchison says shadows.
Yes.
Shadows are creepy, Randy.
Randy has shadows at his house. He used to talk to me about them all the time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. He has some pretty good stories, and he's just like across the woods from you. So
He might be 100 yards down the hill, maybe 150.
you could throw a rock and hit his house, couldn't you?
Yeah. Hope you're doing good, Randy. Hope
Yep.
your foot's getting better.
Yep. Hopefully you're getting a lot better. Oh, thank you, Jason. When it comes to this stuff, though, I think that it's all up for interpretation too. What's a demon to one person? Someone else is going to go in and they're going to be like, I don't feel an oppression or anything here. But I think that we carry preconceived notions about things and then automatically label them as soon as they start happening. And I think like what we're talking about tonight, a lot of this where people just make things bigger than what they are.
Right.
Sensationalize everything, right? In this time that this is happening, it makes people just jump to those conclusions. And a lot of people are scared about that stuff, You don't have anything to be afraid of. I've never found a ghost that I was afraid of.
Now, I have been creeped out and freaked out and probably screamed a time or two and maybe left David's house for a couple of weeks, but
I ain't coming back.
It wasn't that bad. I've always been shy of the strange.
Well, when you take time to process it and then you think about it, then the conclusion you come up with at that point is like, well, wasn't that bad.
No.
It
was just knowing. To me, it was just knowing that, man, that something is out there.
Yeah. Right.
That all my teachings before said no.
Yeah. And it's really funny because I was watching something earlier, and I guess the Catholic Church doesn't really believe that human spirits can walk the earth. After you die, you go purgatory or you just go wherever, but you can't come back and just haunt, right?
Right.
So any haunting is a malevolent spirit. So it's a demon or something like that trying to get you to open up to let them in to talk to you. So then it's an opening to come in and possess you or oppress you or do whatever.
Yeah. A lot of the Baptist religion's the same way. They don't believe, it even states in the Bible that the dead know nothing.
Yeah. But funny that they also had gone to the Witch of Endor to talk to a dead person to get answers.
It's a little contradictory.
Yeah.
But
so, I mean, it's like, come on now. Only scared of being called crazy. Yeah. You know what? Overstocked Oscars. I had the same thing because for the longest time, I did not tell anybody I could see ghosts. I didn't. I had a fear of telling people because I'm skeptical when someone tells me that they can see stuff. Right. And if I'm skeptical and I can see stuff, then how are people going to treat me when I say I can see stuff? It wasn't until Jason and I changed the name to Paranormal 411 and kind of started doing this through Paranormal 411 versus, who we were before.
Hey, Susan.
That I opened up and actually said something about it. Hey, Susan. That's right. The witches of Endor called the prophet back, which at the time, the witches were being killed because most of them had already left the city. So, let's see. Baby girl Casper says, y'all find something creepy or whatever. I got feathers, bok bok. I'll be not next to yins.
I hope if we do find something there, that it's friendly. I hope so.
I think that the majority of the time,
residual.
I think that it's residual, and I think that, if it is intelligent, it isn't after you or trying to get you or trying to do anything to you.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's just
except scare the crap out of you. That's what they do. These non-human entities feed off fear.
Yes.
And that's where they draw their strength from.
Right. She said there's nothing evil or violent that's happened. Then I would say that more than likely do you think that it's intelligent? Do you think that it does things on purpose? Overly overstocked says same experience. Sounds and smells.
Oh.
So, that more than likely that is just residual. And that's what the biggest majority of these things are. It's just residual energy. It's things that were tied to a place. Energy, good, bad, indifferent. Like Jason was talking earlier, it adheres to everything, right? The rock theory, it just adheres to everything.
That's a good question, Barbara. They could be, here's a theory. Maybe the timelines are coming together and you get a glimpse of a past timeline and they get a glimpse of you and they think you're the ghost.
Yep.
We've said that how many times?
Bunch
of times.
Yeah.
And they definitely could be scared of us.
Yeah. We've interviewed people that have gone in and done investigations and had crazy things like that happen, that they saw a ghost and they said that it looked like the ghost saw them and was afraid of them.
Yeah. And
ran. So it's almost like whether it's another timeline or, it's something that's happening where we could see in the past or maybe even to the future, whatever it is, we're getting that glimpse of whatever that is. Maybe they're getting that same glimpse at that same time. You're their ghost and they're your ghost.
Yeah. That makes sense. A whole lot of sense.
Yeah. And think about that. Think about times that people talk about hearing banging and different things like that. What if that's a glimpse into the past of when it was getting built?
Yeah.
Or something happened and they were adding on or doing work to the home or something. And maybe that's what it is that you're catching. With the plurality of worlds, like we've talked about before on this show, any of that's possible. And all of that is possible at the same time. Any and all.
Multiverse, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, multiverse, exactly. So lights flickering, dishes clanking when no one's in the kitchen, silverware drawers shutting, the smell of good strong campfire coffee. Mmm, coffee.
Coffee.
Yes, I got to make myself some really good thick coffee this morning.
Yeah.
Yep. So 50
Randy.
residual, 25 intellectual. Down the hall, body odor smell, but everybody's clean. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Uh,
So, genuine curiosity and ethical investigations require us to lead with a skeptical but compassionate lens. We got to recognize that a haunting is often a story of a human experience, love, trauma, confusion, and not a plot for spiritual warfare. So by reserving the label of non-human malice for the few cases that truly defy all other explanations, and by approaching all other phenomena with respect, we can move closer to a more profound, empathetic, and ultimately a more accurate understanding of the delicate bridge between our world and the spirit world.
right. Absolutely. I don't want it to seem like I don't believe in bad entities, whatever these are, because when Jason and I first started doing this many, many years ago, and we were still Project Dark Corona at the time, we had a family that wanted us to come in and investigate.
Mm-hmm.
And it was because a little girl was having problems and his spirit was telling her to hurt her sister. And so, now I'm not jumping to a demon thing or anything like that, but at the same time, whatever it was malevolent. It was not good. And, I think that, there's ways of dealing with those things, and it knew that we had ways of dealing with those things because, it was right when Jason was going to get to go and do his investigation after I had already done the initial investigation. Jason was going to go in and do his initial investigation. Then we was going to kind of compare notes. And at that time, they stopped all communication with us. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy?
What's up, Mike?
It's Mr. Michael Worley from the band Catalyst.
Woo woo.
Yeah, he's in the house.
I think that entity might have been scared of me.
Well, probably was.
I don't know.
I know it visited me the night before.
That's probably why it left, or it didn't leave, but it shut us out.
Yeah. Well, I told it. I know who you are. I didn't invite you here.
Yeah, I do think there's, like you, bad juju everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're picking up stuff and throwing it at you,
Right.
and like you see on the movies, the knives and forks coming at you and holding you up in midair and all this stuff. I mean, that could happen. I really do think it could.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, it's not what's happening.
Right.
But you do have that 1% that
Right.
could do that.
Right. Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, and we're talking about this kind of stuff, I think that when you jump to conclusions, you're not doing anybody any favors. You're not helping the homeowner or whoever it is that you're supposed to be there helping. You're not, helping your investigation. Matter of fact, I think that you're impeding your investigation because at that same time, you could start putting intentions in and manifest things that were not there in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to keep your thoughts on the truth of what's going on. And in our talk that Jason and I give, we talk about, that we talk about the fact that you've got to have integrity in your work, and you don't just go labeling things. You try to find what would we say, a cause for it.
Yeah.
So is it, is
Try
it pipes that are making that noise in the walls? Is it, what is causing these things to happen? And when you go through and you rule all these things out, then what's left? Then you can say, okay, we have something here, but not before. Not before you do the investigation.
Yeah. Overly overstocked Oscars says we are powerful beings. We create our world by intentions.
That is as true can be. As true as the words that she wrote down, because I believe wholeheartedly in manifesting. And the wife and I have done it many a times on things. And the first thing you have to do is set intentions before you can manifest. It's setting intentions. And so if we set our intentions hard enough on things, guess what's going to happen? We're going to manifest those things. Yep, Barbara, to assume it makes an ass out of you and me. I learned that a long time ago. But I mean, for me, when it comes down to a lot of this stuff, it's just do your homework. Don't over sensationalize things. Make sure that you're telling the truth. And, don't go into a place and be cursing the spirits out and trying to provoke them.
Yeah.
Because that's going to not do very good for you in the end. Things may attach to you and decide to come home with you.
Yeah, they could. Just if you go in provoking them, they could just stop, and you won't be able to investigate anything because nothing will be there.
Could be.
Or the other way around. It could
make them meaner than they ever were.
They could bring the wrath down with them.
Meditate on positive energy. That's a good thing to do. Especially before you go into any kind of investigation.
Yes.
Bring positivity into the situation. And I believe in sage. How did it work when I saged you that night a few weeks back?
It worked pretty good.
You can tell the difference. You can tell when that intention's set. Because anytime you're trying to do anything like that, it's all about intention. Just like we've already talked about 100 times already tonight. But you set that intention and you do it. And you can feel your body's vibration raise off of that. You just feel it. It's very interesting.
Yeah. Well, I think we're about done.
Yep. 1 hour show tonight.
I thought it'd be a little longer, but we had a good time.
Yes. I want to thank everybody for showing up.
Yes.
Being part of the show.
It was a good show. And I hope you've enjoyed it. I know David does.
Yes. I always love it. Love getting talk to all of y'all and everything. I know we got some stuff coming up, don't we, Jason?
Yeah, we do. On October 23rd, which is this Thursday, we're going to be at the O'Connor Senior Center in Knoxville, Tennessee, giving our little paranormal presentation.
Yep.
Um,
UT invited us out.
Oh yeah,
It was like, yes.
we'll be there, and then on the 25th, which is this coming Saturday, we will be at Misfits and Mayhem in downtown Loudon.
Yeah. Some of our books should be in by then.
Yeah, we've got some of them, so we're waiting on a few more. But it starts at 2 p.m. and we'll be down there. Come join us.
Join us. We definitely look forward to seeing everybody if you could come out. And anything else?
I don't know. I think it's it for right now.
Okay. No guests coming on anytime soon?
Not yet.
Okay.
I got to do some scheduling.
Gotcha. Yeehaw.
If you have a paranormal story or anything, like, you could send it to us, and we can talk about it, or you can come on the show and tell us on Thursday nights.
Yes, yeah. If you have some good story, definitely. That's what Thursday nights was meant for, really.
Yeah.
So, your stories.
I have to give kudos to David. Last week, he did a great job.
Well, thank you.
It was a good show. I really enjoyed it.
Did you? I'm glad that you was able to make it.
Yeah, I was watching.
Now remember, everybody, you can find us at paranormal411.org, Paranormal 411 on Facebook, YouTube, X, and Rumble. Tune in live every Thursday from 7 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, Saturdays from 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Remember, from 10 to 11, if you're in the Metro Atlanta area, you can catch us at WPJY-FM. That's 99.1 FM. For listeners outside of Atlanta, go to WPJYFM.com or click the link on our website. We're also on Subspace Radio on all major podcast platforms. We have a few books out. East Tennessee Hauntings and Lore, Edition 2. A comprehensive guide to paranormal investigations. And I have had a few people tell me that they really love the book. And The Haunted Ledger. And they are all available on Amazon. Or you can go to our website at paranormal411.org. Join us.
Join us, everybody. We'll see you Thursday. Right?
Yes. Thursday.
All right.
Dancing now.
Oh,
Dancing.
yeah.
Dancing.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
See you.
Have you ever wondered what lurks in the shadows? What secrets the night hides? What strange phenomena might be happening just beyond your perception? Join us as we journey into the world of the paranormal, exploring everything from ghosts and UFOs to cryptids and unexplained occurrences. From haunted houses to all things paranormal, join us in the search for the truth behind the veil. Welcome to Paranormal 411.